But I tell you, there's nothing better than Travis's intro into that tournament, blasting Ricky Van Shelton on his jam box.
I agree, man. What a fun way to meet everybody.
That is. It's so much fun. Yeah.
And Eric Roberts, like, apparently forgetting, medical tape, and so he's like, he asked Travis, and Travis was like, hell no, I'm not giving you medical tape. We're competitors, you fucking idiot. It's a really nice intro. I mean, we get to see the way Korea's doing it, and they're in this ancient field, it looks like, and they're all doing their taekwondo. They're all in training, and then Daehan, I guess he knows he got his spot. He must be the captain or something.
Yeah, Daehan's got to know. He's just there for looks. Yeah,
yeah, he's just up there. He has the list of people, and they start calling out, and it's just everyone's clapping. And the U.S. tries to add a little bit of ceremony to it, but yeah, I guess like the whole thing of like people get letters to fight in this invitational, but the winners of the invitational are not necessarily the people who get chosen. Right? Is that what I was to understand? Like in the U.S. fighting, like Adam and Marcus get invited to go fight. Whether or not we win this thing, or if it even is a tournament, they just want to see us fight.
Right.
And then, based off that, we get selected onto the team.
Yeah. So it's just us. You know, we get our letter to SNL. You know, we're going in for we're going for the big audition. But again, I mean, at that point, you know what you're auditioning for. I guess for this one too. Well, they do know that they're you know, you just see Eric Roberts sitting with his ma, you know, in Detroit, just his mom ragging him too, like you can't do it, like you can't, just you're trash now, your body's a mess, just like mom, calm down, you know, I just got this letter.
What if you get hurt again? And did you notice that it's spelled incorrectly?
What is
the congratulations is spelled incorrectly? It's spelled with a D.
Ooh, I didn't notice that.
And it is just stuck there. Like it's just like you stay on it. I read it online and it's just I never noticed it, but then when I watched it back the second time, I was like, oh shit. And for sure enough, for like a solid 5 seconds, it just closes up on congratulations.
Well, at that point, you got to think that it's a scammer. Then it's like, well, this isn't a real thing.
We just need your social security number and your credit card number, and you're good to go for the U.S. karate tournament. So, of course, we get our main ones. You mentioned earlier Virgil, the Buddhist guy, John Dye from Perfect Weapons, the younger brother of Jeff Speakman. So we got. I couldn't find a lot on Dave Agresta.
Yeah, Sonny.
Grasso.
Yeah, there's not. I think this was pretty. I think maybe he did one or two other things, like little independent stuff. But there's.
I wonder
not
if he's just like a Taekwondo guy who had a good look to him and was personable, and so like, yeah, he'll be good.
Yeah,
because I'm pretty sure that was important to Philip. Like as he was producing it, was like, these guys have to be legit. We have to do like real tournament style stuff, like believability.
And I like Sonny, like the conversations that he had, especially with the computer guy, the data guy, were so odd. But it seemed like they just had the film running, and it just seemed like, let's just see what he says, and just kind of that's how David Agresta acts. It seems like, and look at my tapes of opera and stuff like that.
It's great. So, as we said before, Eric Robert works at a Pontiac Firebird warehouse. And he looks like he does some type of specific welding on the assembly line. Yeah. Philip Reed Tommy teaches. We don't know what Chris Penn does before the tournament. We don't know what anyone does but those two, right?
Right, yeah.
I can't imagine Chris Penn is able to hold any real type of job.
No. He's just looking for that Miami poon anywhere.
He's like, I'm here to kick faces and sleep with women. Yeah. And once we get our group, we get right into it. We get right into training, and these guys, you're made to think. I don't know if as a team they can make it, Marcus.
Yeah, I mean, and it starts, I think, too with James Earl Jones, Coach Kuzo, and it's like you kind of want to know a little bit more about him. That you find out later, of course, that he was coaching when Tommy's brother was killed and stuff like that. But it's just like. It's kind of like that not Kurt Russell, but the character he played, the Miracle Coach, kind of, that intensity of that kind of thing. Like, you pick me to do a job. These are my guys. I don't care. Like, I don't care if they're hurt. These are champions. I can turn these guys into champions.
Yep.
And it really starts with them getting together. And I love like the whole, just over the top kind of speech when they're all in the locker room after getting selected. That's a lot of fun. And he really sets the tone, just this big booming voice, and it's really fun. And it's kind of like, I'm going to give you one night to do whatever you want, and it's just be there on time.
I would love it if like, so here's this. We don't know why U.S. karate is getting funded all of a sudden. We don't know why U.S. Taekwondo is getting a big push in the finances, like, because that's one of the big things. Is like, Korea is state sponsored; they get all the money they need, and you can make a living as a Taekwondo fighter. In the States, you obviously can't. You're made to be an auto worker. You're made to be a karate teacher. But all of a sudden, the U.S. has a backer, and it's this old white dude who tries to step in and give James Earl Jones. But I would like to see, what if we started before James Earl Jones was selected? Right. And just this guy talking about, like, I love karate. My son takes it, whatever. And then we need a coach. And somebody's like, I know the coach you need, but I don't know if he'll do it. And you get a little backstory about James Earl Jones' character and, like, why is he the coach that America needs? Where did he come from? Because obviously he's not physically imposing now. I mean, he is imposing, but it's not like he doesn't look like a martial artist.
Right. What does he know? Like, how is he taking this to the next level? I just don't understand. Like, what is the knowledge and where did he learn that from? Does he have a sensei that he learned from in Korea, of, which would kind of been cool or something?
Because he's like, I know what it takes to win.
Yeah.
And you're like, why? Why do you know that? How? Mm-hmm. How? And we don't find out. We just
then why isn't Michael Phelps teaching this training, coaching this team if he's got what it takes to win?
Yeah, what are you asking for here? So we get that, and they get a really fun fight scene in early on in their formation as a team.
Yeah, the bar fight, which we get a glimpse of Kane Hodder.
How about that shit?
Jason Voorhees, yeah.
Our friend and co-podcaster Dylan Hackworth of Creep Street Podcast, for his bachelor party, as a gift for he and Maureen, Marcus and I went in halvesies on a
cameo.
Kane Hodder cameo, and he's a huge dude, and he just sort of talked, and at the end he goes, so I guess I hope you and Dylan have a great wedding, and if you don't, I'll kill you. So Kane Hodder, man, he has a pretty big role.
Yeah,
I had known he'd done some stunt work. That's always been in his bio, but like I had no idea he was in Best of the Best. He plays the angry boyfriend.
Yeah. This shooting pool. Sonny just trying to
hustles his ass.
Yeah, hustles him, gets his money, and then of course in steps Travis, going to pick up that little sweet lady that
and within 30 seconds his fingers up her ass, basically.
Right, man. Yeah, it's just
it wastes no time.
No.
And they get in a great brawl because of it. Kane Hodder comes up and he's like, that's my girl, and she goes, get out of here, Buck, and Travis is like, yeah, get out of here, Buck. And all hell breaks loose. And it's a really fun fight scene because you get Tommy being the pacifist. Once again, the most badass guy in the room. I always love it. It's like, hey, let's not do this, everybody. Let's just chill and talk about it.
He knows what'll happen if he is unleashed. Yeah,
he doesn't want to get involved in this.
No,
Eric Roberts just trying to be the dad of the year, talk to his son.
Right.
No, you can't watch the Tonight Show, and it's this great, well shot fight. I mean, and I really do think it's just it's a timeless fight scene. You could show that right now, and it's like the shots are long. Philip Ree looks like a badass. His kicks are so good on camera.
Yeah, they are. Yeah,
and the stunt work is great, and you get this wonderful fight scene with a lot of comedy in it.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, and I guess here you do get a glimpse of the styles. I mean, Philip Ree Tommy Lee is very precise, and you also get Alex, who's you can tell he's kind of slower, but it's still that training that he's had, and then
he's precise because of technique,
right,
and not because he's able to be fast. Like he has to, that clothesline he gives the guy is very smooth. Yeah. That's great.
And you have Travis, who's just this kind of brute, just, in his heavy punches and stuff like that, which is fun. Yeah.
You get Virgil, who apparently is a ladies' man himself.
Right.
Which I'm not surprised by that. Tommy and Philip Rhee are surprised he's a good looking dude.
Yeah. They're just having a hey of a time, just laughing at him and just what are you guys? I'm the one going out to the dance floor with it. You guys keep laughing.
And we should mention Eric Roberts' wife died.
Yeah,
we didn't mention it earlier. He and Tommy, to move on past that fight scene, he and Tommy have a unique sort of sharing experience where Eric Roberts shares his fucking whole life.
Yep.
And then Tommy's like,
"You have any family?"
Yeah, and Tommy's like, "Well, sleep well, man," and he goes to bed. And then a few nights later, Eric's like, "Hey, man, do you have any family?" And Tommy's like, "I'm going to bed."
I'm going to bed.
Yeah. We don't get any of it.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of fun things. I want to skip to a specific part in the movie that really fucked me up as a kid. I don't say it fucked me up, but I was just flabbergasted.
Okay.
When Eric Roberts' son, Walter, gets in a car accident. He's hit by a car, and Eric Roberts is panicking because at this point, he does a pretty good job of showing you that the only thing he cares about in this world is his son.
Right. He
runs to Coach immediately, which makes him late to class because they have to take the phone call. And James Earl Jones having none of that shit. It's like, you're late, put your uniform on and get to work, 20, whatever. And he's like, "Coach, I gotta talk to you. He's like, "Put your uniform on." And finally he's like, "My kid was hit by a car." Coach is like, "Put your uniform on." And as a kid, I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah. This is what it takes to beat Korea.
That's exactly right, Marcus.
Yeah.
Do what you need to do, and we're going to do what we need to do. And Eric Roberts is like, "You're asking me to choose between going to see my son who was just hit by a car or stay here and train." It's like, "It's your choice." And Eric Roberts is like, "It's not even a choice," and he leaves. And
doesn't even get to take his sweet USA jacket that I have tried to find so hard.
My God, that's a beautiful, man, you're right, man. I don't know. I know the over-the-top plexiglass arm wrestling, final stage arm wrestling thing was like $30,000.
Right.
Listen, I don't have a lot of money, but if that was an authentic movie prop jacket, and it was on some website for $2,500, if it was my size, I'd consider it. I would
too. Yeah.
Oh man, give me a large, baby, just walking around with Team USA karate. And maybe even I wonder if it even has his name engraved, Alex, whatever his last name is. But that scene was really impactful to me as a kid. Because I'm like, well, he can't, Coach. He can't.
Yeah, you're trying to yell at the...
Yeah.
Come on, man.
What do you mean, Coach? He has to go see his kid.
Yeah.
And while he's gone, some drama happens, does it not, Marcus?
It does.
Tommy's pushed past his safety,
Yeah. We get a little, very brief, but we kind of get this build up. We see, like we talked about at the bar fight and other areas about Tommy being the pacifist and kind of Travis egging him on and stuff too. And then we get this kind of where you don't even expect it, I guess, until the build up, until the build up of the whole scene starts. But they're just practicing kicks with this really integrated labyrinth of a machine that judges miles per hour in kicks and pressure that it exerts. Yeah. And each teammate is holding a pad, and we get the speed of their kicks and the pressure that it exudes. And you get Travis up there, just hot shit, honky tonking his kick up there, and he does all right. Then you get Tommy and
keep in mind during this, Coach is already now that Eric has left, Eric Roberts, Alex has left. He's at another level. He's like, okay, a guy I was depending on to give me what I need is gone now. I have to,
right.
So I need to push these guys even harder.
Right.
And
Go ahead. Sorry.
Well, it has been revealed at this point that Coach is aware that Dahan, that Tommy is fighting, killed Tommy's brother.
Right.
In what appears to be a YMCA Taekwondo tournament that the referee did not do his job.
Yeah. And one lost snow cone. So for keeping count, it's one lost ice cream cone. And But But yeah, and we also see it, we get a glimpse of it too in the ring, kind of the initial sparring with Travis and Tommy as well, where Tommy holds back on him and the coach Kuzo gets on him.